Je l'ai trouvée. Elle est ici.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
J'ai fait fort probablement une coupure de vidéo parce que j'ai cherché partout. J'ai fait aucune idée. Une pièce avec beaucoup de boîtes.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Là, on va aller dans la salle de réunion. Avec notre...
Stanley, I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things.
What?
It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
Wow.
I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
En bas.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
Okay.
And here was the second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the boss's bathroom. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways.
Très bien.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini Stan? Can you remember?
Oh. Je pense que c'est long.
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here by the red and blue doors. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments are so crystal clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything.
La porte bleue.
Let's see, what came next?
Ooh.
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Quelle belle pomme rose. Ah, je peux pas en... Ah, il y a des escaliers.
this was the 5th mini Stan, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy. Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Ok.
And then, Stanley, we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here in the warehouse. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can truly say how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figly and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Oh.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
What?
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Woo, woo, woo. Hello, woo, 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 woo. Hello there.
Okay, yes, this spot in the warehouse. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Très bien.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Ah bon, encore?
Yes, I love that video.
Trop marrant.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room. These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have neutered the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Okay. Bon.
This was our second Figly. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Oui.
This is it, the very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Encore? Bon, on y retourne. Ah bon. Parlant.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything. In fact, I dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories.
Encore des souvenirs.
Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one. And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember. Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again. I want to go back to how it used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ah, bon.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Now this, Stanley thought to himself, this is a bucket. And indeed it was. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Les a tous trouvés.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotion, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
J'ignore s'il y a vraiment un autre souvenir, mais bon.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, mind control facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the
La suite est en pause.
bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Il y a plus grand chose là. C'est ouvert. Recommence.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Je pense que ça va être tout. Hein.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Here's the door, just go.
Thank you. Bon, je pense qu'on va aller faire à la fin du jeu. Il n'y a pas d'épilogue. Il n'y a plus rien à faire, je crois. On a tout fait.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Non, on l'a fait, on l'a fait.
All of his co-workers would... Finally, yes, the bucket. Yes, 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 I love that bucket.
White ball ending. Bon. Je vous suggère qu'on arrête la vidéo ici. On a tout fait. Il n'y a plus rien. Retournez au menu. Ah. Épilogue, what? Épilogue. Bien des années plus tard. Oh. Je m'en vais là-bas. Oh. Quelqu'un a des guimauves? On est sur Mars, là. Ah, il fait chaud, il fait chaud. Coquille blog. Attends, je vais mettre ça sur pause et je vais lire hors vidéo. Ok. Je lirai plus tard. Comme d'hab, mettez-le sur pause. Jim. C'est tout. Ah. Salut. Ravi de vous voir. Mais c'est horrible d'apprendre qu'un nouveau jeu, Stanley ne verra jamais le jour. Oh, merde. Vous, le développement dit préserver l'intégrité de la franchise. Quel ramassis d'idiotie. Un Stanley Parable n'est pas sacré. Il n'y a nul besoin de le protéger. Au diable, l'héritage. Continuons de créer des jeux Stanley Parable jusqu'à ce que le soleil explose. Mettons cette franchise à terre. Traînons-la dans la boue. Ici, le public déteste. Qui ça intéresse? Vous voyez, c'était ça. Le problème du narrateur, il fait une fixation sur ce que les gens pensaient de son travail. Ne faites pas la même erreur. Ne vous attachez pas à l'héritage. Laissez-le se désagréger. Ce n'est pas difficile. D'ailleurs, je vais vous montrer. Ensemble, nous allons créer un Stanley Parable 3. C'est simple, il suffit de changer le numéro sur l'écran titre du jeu. C'est un style débile pour le jeu, un truc bien. Quel cucu qui se remarque. Essayez de combiner des jeux de mots au hasard pour trouver un nouveau titre pour notre jeu. Allez! Je sais pas. La légende. La légende du classeur, vas-y. Ajouter du contenu, ça demande du travail. Inutile d'aller jusque-là. Ce serait le même contenu recyclé à l'infini, avec un nouvel écran titre. Qu'est-ce que vous dites de ça? On va aller tout simplement. Moi, ça me plaît. Allez. Il devra tourner lui-même pour l'éternité. Je dois continuer à faire tourner la roue. Moi, je suis prêt. Et vous? Formidable. Nous n'avons plus qu'une chose à faire. Entre l'heure actuelle. Là, il est 3h et 4h49. Non. Quatre heures 49. Thank you. La légende du classeur. Ben, de toute manière.
This is the story of a man.
Ça va être pareil.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps one man, one bucket, one chance to seize their destiny together. Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Ah ouais, on avait à un moment donné le choix de voir qu'est-ce que la bouche de réaction là nous traite de débiles. Là. On va faire ça.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Wait, Stanley, I've just now realized that bucket you're holding, it's the bucket I've been working on for my sequel. How did you get your hands on it? Isn't this the preview to the sequel? How do you have the bucket already? This makes no sense at all. Hold on. Did I already show you my ideas for the sequel? I don't remember doing that at all. You're seeing things all out of order. All right, let's see, it's the jump circle?
J'ai déjà sauté.
The infinite hole, the giant door, did you see them already? Stanley, none of them are ready yet. I'm still developing them. They're not even close to finished. How did they look when you saw them? Were they captivating? Were they exciting? Did they fulfill on the promise of everything that a sequel to Stanley Parable could possibly be? Had I figured out how the hell to make a sequel to this game? Wait, if you're still carrying the bucket around with you, if the bucket is interesting to you, that means I must have made it correctly. Yes. You carrying the bucket with you everywhere is exactly what I set out to accomplish. The bucket is the exciting and captivating new content that I promised. I did it! I win! I made a sequel to the Stanley Parable! Yes, the sign is correct. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Thank you for taking the bucket everywhere with you, clinging tightly to the bucket, never letting it go. It means I've won. It means I am victorious over the gamers. It is a sweet salve of victory on my soul. Thank you for enjoying the new content. The bucket is the Stanley Parable now. They are one and the same. There is no Stanley Parable without the bucket. I win, 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 I win.
Hello? Ah bon. Top, une erreur. Stanley Parable 4. Une poignée de... Une poignée de merde.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. It's bucket time.
Alert.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Ah, ben je le sais déjà.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. Wait, there are 2 buckets here. How did you get a second bucket? Oh no, the warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me? Stanley! Oh, thank God, I didn't lose you. Stanley, the power of 2 buckets was too much. I had to destroy both of them. I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk. I hope one day you can forgive me.
Je voulais mon sou. Oh, je suis déçu. Là, la porte, elle est ouverte. Champion du monde. Paramètre champion. Il n'y a pas de paramètre champion du monde. Ah là, je peux l'avoir le trophée.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes, you see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Oh!
As you can see, the machine is not working yet since... Wait, what in the holy hell is going on? You got the trophy? Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago. Who fixed it? Is someone here? Are we being watched? Oh, God. Composure, composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended. It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic of the Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
J'ai le trophée, j'ai le trophée.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Le trou, le trou. Je veux revoir le... C'est là. Ouais, c'est là. Et le ballon, si je prends le bon ballon.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Bon, très bien.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
On va faire exit. Allez, on se casse. Mais je sais pas où est-ce que j'ai trouvé la sortie. La sortie là-haut. Comment je vais là-haut?
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Mon seau. Bon. Je sais pas ce que j'ai trouvé la sortie. Collectible. Ah, très bien. Je m'en souviens vraiment pas comment j'ai fait pour trouver la sortie. L'exit.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Bon, je pense qu'il n'y a plus grand-chose, hein. Trophée. Bon. Ça va être tout, je crois. Bien. Merci d'avoir regardé les vidéos de Stanley Parable 2. Je vais vous dire à la prochaine. Et ciao!